Hey everyone! So today we're talking about ways that you can manage your sweet tooth. Specifically, the 6 best ways. So what is a sweet tooth? I think most of us have got a sweet tooth, and it's that desire for something sweet, and it's hardwired into us. So you're not alone and you're not weird. We're genetically programmed to hunt out like glucose, and we want available fast sources of energy. So it's completely normal for your diet to be derailed continuously because you keep reaching for the cookie jar or for those chocolate bars. Okay, well, I'm going to show you a few ways you can actually beat this habit down and maybe divert your mindset around it, stay on track with your diets. So you guys will know from watching my other videos that I'm definitely a fan of low carb dieting, and obviously sugar is pretty much right up there at the top of the pyramid when it comes to bad carbs. Sugar isn't really your friend if you're trying to get lean. It does have a place in performance, and it has a place in bodybuilding and all this kind of thing, but let's assume for the most part that we're trying to avoid sugar, and so therefore if we can manage our sweet tooth, we're going to get onto the right track. You know, various hormones in our bodies are going to give us these kind of urges to not only just overeat in the first place, but to reach for these more sugary foods. So it's hormones like insulin, ghrelin, leptin. All these things can make us reaching out for the wrong food choices. So like I said, let's have a look at breaking it down into 2 different types of tricks that we can use to help you guys bring down these sugar cravings. We'll break them into kind of behavioral patterns and mindset stuff, and then actually looking at sort of food and drink substitutes for sugar-laden products. So the thing about dieting is it's more of a psychological process than a physiological process. So really your mindset is going to be your master when it comes to avoiding sugar. So we can find ways to sort of change your behavior patterns and your thought patterns, and maybe interrupt certain thought patterns. And that's really going to help you get these cravings under control. So the first awesome suggestion I'm going to make is that when you crave sweet foods, particularly after you've eaten your main savory part of your meal, the number one way to stop yourself from wanting that sweet stuff is just to wait. Because what's happening is when you've eaten your meal, these hunger hormones are kind of raging, and you know, we probably reach our peak of hunger maybe halfway through the meal or right after the meal. So that's the time you're going to want dessert, you're going to want to reach for the chocolate bar. So wait 20 minutes for this sort of feeling of satiation or being full. Wait for that feeling to come on. If you need to get busy, do something like get on with some admin or write some emails or do some social media stuff. That's quite a good interruption. Within about 20 minutes, I guarantee that sugar craving will be significantly less, if not gone altogether. Okay, and the second awesome way you're going to control this sugar craving, and this is getting really kind of psychological here. Have you ever heard the saying, a moment on the lips, but a lifetime on the hips? I'm sure you've heard of that, and basically what happens is dieters tend to get very guilty after they've cheated on their diet, or when someone's like had that bowl of ice cream or that bar of chocolate. We get this feeling of like, oh, I wish I hadn't eaten that, and that goes on, and then a few hours later, like, oh, I really shouldn't have eaten that. And it's like, okay, well, if we reverse engineer that mindset, don't eat it in the first place because it's not worth the guilt. And for those kind of a couple of minutes of pleasure that you had, you spend the rest of the day wishing that you hadn't bothered, so therefore don't do it in the first place. Or if you don't want to live your life in this sort of really miserable way, just have a little ounce of self-control and just have a little nibble of that little thing that you want. But me personally, I can't do that. So, okay, my third and final awesome behavior tip is going to be nice and simple. This little thing. So I'm not going to tell you to look after your teeth and always brush your teeth after you've had a meal. What I'm going to do is suggest that you actually brush your teeth prior to that sweet craving coming on. If you've got a nice minty mouth, you'll really find that the actual urge to have sugar or something sweet in there dissipates, if not completely. So yeah, this could be your friend. Alright, so you're probably going to notice from some of my videos that I'm a big fan of like clean eating, and certainly on low carb diets I think it's important to have lots of vegetables and lots of lean protein or fatty protein if you're following a keto diet. Obviously check my other videos to find out about that. So more fibrous vegetables and more lean protein. So what am I trying to say here with more? Basically, you need to keep your stomach full to stop yourself from craving sweet foods. And the two best ways to do that, which are going to be fairly low in calories, is going to be cruciferous vegetables. Those are things which are green and fibrous. So we're talking about stuff like broccoli, we've got spinach, green beans, asparagus, all the kind of things that we're obviously going to give you that kind of like sensation of fullness in your stomach. Another option is, like I said, to eat more lean protein. So obviously you're kind of screwed if you're a vegan, but that's fine. I guess you can have tofu. Is tofu good for vegans? Yeah, fine. You can eat tofu. So yeah, more lean protein, and that will keep you feeling full as well. Also, protein and fibers-based foods tend to digest more slowly as well, so you're not going to get that much rapid gastric emptying, unlike when you eat more starchy foods, which tend to go through the stomach faster and then coming back with more sugar cravings. Oh, I can't eat any more lean protein. No more broccoli. All right, so you've tried to fill yourself up with broccoli and chicken breast and you've still got sweet cravings. Oh, well, like I really feel you. So one of my other favorite ways to get around this is to get yourself a nice cup of coffee, cup of tea, herbal tea, diet sodas, sugar-free sodas, anything like this that's going to give you that little bit of sweet sensation. But obviously we're talking something which is probably 0 calories. So don't be swigging on a latte and don't be drinking a full fat Coke. This has to be a relatively low or no sugar drink. You've got endless variations of things like herbal teas, green teas, raspberry, strawberry flavour, and like I said, endless varieties of sodas. Oh, this herbal tea tastes like shit. Alright, so maybe you don't want herbal tea and maybe you don't want to drink more soda, but you've still got a sweet tooth. What are you going to do? Got a great idea for my last point. Get creative and try and make some kind of cool low sugar dessert. Now you've got countless options for low sugar desserts thanks to amazing food technology and sweetener technology. And yes, I'm pro sweeteners and I don't want to hear anything about them causing cancer unless you've got some pretty significant scientific studies to quote. Yeah, low sugar desserts. So basically what you can do is, I'm going to show you particularly my favorite way of manipulating Greek yogurt and protein powder, which I think is the most amazing combination if you have got a sweet tooth. But you've got things like sugar-free syrups, sugar-free jellies, sugar-free jello, all sorts of stuff. So basically, as long as you've got a bowl and a spoon and a bit of an imagination and you can read food labels, which is very important, get yourself a nice low sugar dessert. And that's going to rescue you from going and actually reaching for a chocolate bar that's got real sugar in it. So you've had 6 amazing ways to smash that sweet tooth. I put a lot of thought into these, so give them a go and one of them will definitely work for you. And then you can basically nail those sweet cravings and have dietary success. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you want more of this kind of thing, hit the subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button and you'll get all my notifications and see all my content. If you're not following me on my Instagram or my Facebook, you should be, and it's James Alexander-Ellis. All right, happy fat loss. All right, good work, Shane. Yeah, I think I've got the message across on that one. Awesome. Do you forget something? Don't forget to subscribe.